Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. There's tension indeed. Drama ensued in Rivers State during the Federal High Court sitting in Port Harcourt as documents were missing during the 27 lawmakers case. You're going to find out the full details. My colleague is in the house and it's getting very interesting. Well, drama unfolded some few hours ago over missing documents, which actually delayed a lot of issues. Now, the Federal High Court in Port Harcourt has adjourned the case challenging the legitimacy of Martin Amaewhule as Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly and 26 others after their defection, following the mysterious disappearance of key court documents from the case file. The suit filed by the Speaker of Rivers State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Victor Oko-Jumbo, Honorable Sokari Goodboy Sokari, and Honorable Adolphus T. Orumbiamega, questions the legitimacy of Amaewhule and the others, accusing them of defecting from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to All Progressive Congress, APC. Now, the plaintiffs argue that their defections have rendered their seats vacant. However, during Wednesday's proceedings, Amaewhule's lawyer, Ferdinand Oba, revealed that critical documents supporting his client's defense were nowhere to be found in the court's case file. However, the defense team requested an adjournment to trace these missing files, a move that raised eyebrows as it was unopposed by the other parties involved. With the court granting the adjournment, the case is now set to resume on February 17, 2025, when all filed processes will be adopted. This unexpected delay has left many wondering whether the missing files are a deliberate attempt by Amaewhule and his colleagues to buy more time in the politically charged legal battle. My colleague is in the house. Just some few days ago, it was a case of Amaewhule and 25 lawmakers taking Fubara's government to court, demanding for very two strong prayers. One of those strong prayers were that they do not want allocations to come again to Rivers State. Remember, this 2025 budget already have been passed and monies are expected to be disbursed. And now they don't want those monies to come at all from 2024 even to 2025. And also, they also want a situation where they will get back their seats without delay. What's your take with this one? This one now is a fresh one coming up in Rivers State, where they're now bringing the case of their defection. If it moves so fast, it will definitely nullify that of Supreme Court. What's your take on all of this drama unfolding?
Well, first of all, it's very laughable in the sense that this is happening in Nigeria. Really, you see this kind of thing happen in other countries of the world. And the administrative staff in the court should be the ones that should be held responsible for this kind of thing happening. If there was a document in a particular case file, and all of a sudden it has gone wind and has flown up, the people and in the administrative wing should know about this. But outside that, talking about this issue of defection, I must say that I am so shocked that the likes of Victor Oko-Jumbo, who is the current Speaker of the House of Rivers State House of Assembly, for them heading to court clearly shows that they don't understand anything about the Constitution. Because unfortunately, most of the things that are in the Constitution are self-executory. We have repeatedly talked about this. Now, these guys, in your position, the only people to be dragged to court as of now should be INEC. INEC should be the one to be dragged to court because they are the ones delaying the by-election from holding so that you have complete members in the house. For you to go and drag Amaewhule over a case that is already self-executory in the Constitution, it's a clear indication that you don't even know your position. Number one, it is clearly spelled out that in event of them defecting from one party to the other, automatically they have lost their seat. That is what it says. And we've also seen different cases also, or different provision in the Constitution where it is being handled in the House without going to court. A clear example, when the ex-lawmakers sat together, because they still believe that they are lawmakers, they sat together and they passed a bill into law, but they needed the assent of the governor, which according to the Constitution, the governor must first of all assent his signature on the bill before it's been turned into law. The Constitution provides that if you send it to him after a period of 30 days, if he does not assign his signature on the document, automatically when it comes back, all what you guys need to do to turn it into law is for you to cast a vote. If two-thirds of the House of Assembly members vote for that particular bill, it will automatically be turned into a law, which will affect the state. Now, when it had happened, did you see the Amaewhule going to court to go and say, okay, let's go to court? The governor has refused to do it, so for that reason, let us go to court. So the court, now that he has refused to assent to this thing, we are going to take the next move. No, it is self-executory, and that's why you saw them. They just sit down together and carry out the vote, and they now, pass the bill into the, although it's not effective on Rivers State. So these things are quite shocking when I see people taking this kind of action. Are you jittery or are you scared? The Constitution is there to protect you.
2 questions. 1, don't you think that Okojombo had to make this move because this other matter has gotten to Supreme Court and the verdict will soon be passed? And if these verdicts are passed and they are now reinstated, don't you think he is actually looking at protecting their seat? That is 1. 2, the fact that Fubara, during the agreement, the 10 accord, peace accord, or is it 10 to 8 peace accord agenda they signed, yes, of which Fubara withdrew the case. Don't you think that they needed something like this as backup plan, just peradventure, if the law becomes silent on this same issue of self-executory? In Nigeria, it looks like everything is permissible if you do not open your mouth and talk. Let it not be that tomorrow they say, but why didn't you drag him to court first? You did not drag him to court. And the third question, very quickly, you answered them in quick succession. The third question is, why would a missing document, why would a document be missing, and what could be in the evidence that would actually support Amaewhule's defection, that say he did not defect? Because there are proofs everywhere that he defected. What is that thing that they are calling that they're evident, a key document that can save them from saying they never defected?
Okay, first of all, the first question that you asked about. Now, the Supreme Court, I'm not trying to preempt what will happen, but in the event of the Supreme Court coming out to say that they should be reinstated, the issue in the Supreme Court is not even the issue of defection. The issue there borders around representation of budget,
of which they could be reinstated.
Which, when they say they should represent the budget to all of them, the governor will accept that verdict. Number one, coming from the number one court in the land. But he will tell you to accept it. We accept the verdict that we will represent.
So they will go back to the house.
Okay, yeah. Now, they will go back to the house. Now, the reason why I cannot represent it, I have accepted the verdict to represent it. But the reason why I cannot represent it before these 27 lawmakers is that on so they have defected, which by constitution, when they defect, their seats are vacant. So if their seats are vacant, there is nobody in that seat. So I cannot present the budget to, I say you want me to go and represent the budget to the 3 people. INEC should be held responsible, because as far as I am concerned, according to the Constitution, it provides that in event of your defection, you are not a member of this thing, that your seat is declared vacant, and the seat has been declared vacant. So you accept the verdict of the Supreme Court and then present this one. Sorry, I would have presented it to, but also so did these guys defected. And according to the provision of the Constitution, when you defect, automatically your seat is rendered vacant. You don't need to go to court to affirm that. That is what I want them to say. You don't need to go to court to affirm it. It is now for the Amaewhule to go back to the court. It is the duty of the Amaewhule to go back to the court and say, we did not defect. Let's start a fresh case there. I have my document to prove it. Simple. Than for you to start running around circle and say, you can't present. Why I can't present the budget to them is because they have defected. And what does the Constitution say? It's not something that we need to debate in the law court. It's already provided for there. The only people that will need to go is just the Amaewhule. Now, talking about the issue of the...
But they are insisting that they never defected because their names are not in the register of APC.
Now, they are insisting that has not been settled in the law court. So, you allow them. They are the ones to go to the court. And then we now start backing it with evidence. And they're not going to be going to the Federal High Court. They'll be going to the State High Court.
But they will have to appeal it to the federal at some point.
At some point. So you start the process again. They start the process from the state. Because if they go to the federal, if they know their jurisdiction, they will know that case should not be handled at the federal. So they need to come back to the state. and they start handling the issue. Because if they take it to the Federal High Court, the person, the council representing the state government will go there to say that this is not in the jurisdiction of the federal. It has to do with the state governor and the House of Assembly members, which means everything has to do with, back home. So it's very glaring. Now, on the issue of the documentation, since they do not know what is going on, I feel that somebody someday say an indicting document there, which has caused that move to be taken. But then you don't have to go after them, Amaewhule, because they are not workers in the law court. It's administrative staff. If such a person is being identified,
I feel
he should be in prison for doing that.
I feel this is just a move to buy time.
Yeah, they could be buying time just because you don't know what you're doing. But as far as I know what I'm doing, no matter what comes out on the 10th of February, whether it is against or it's for, the issue that will be standing is that by law, according to Constitution, when you defect, stand your ground. Nothing will happen.
All right, we could go on.